All right, round two. We have the choice. Play first. Yeah, well, blue and a black, no green. With a double green spell. We got 9 green mana. We're on the play. First play is potentially Voracious Null. If we don't draw green, we're in some trouble. But this hand's probably too slow anyway. All right, let's... I guess it's a mulligan. Yeah, I guess with like all greens. All right, let's mulligan. Oof. This hand's ugly, but we're going to keep it. Don't need Sunken Hollow. So more likely just playing a turn 4 Coastal Discovery. Unless we rip some spells we can play, I guess. Oof. Blister Pod's not so sexy when you don't have green mana. But neither is Swarm Surge. I guess if we rip a green mana here, I may want to hold off on the Coastal Discovery. I don't know, actually. Eyeless Watcher. Alright, well, looks like Coastal Discovery is going to be what happens. We have one more turn to draw green mana. And then I can still hold up on Coastal Discovery, but otherwise I'm just going to play it. If we draw green mana next turn, we're looking really good, though. Then we get to go Eyeless Watcher into Coastal Discovery for full value, which I think is pretty good. All right. All right. Slough Snapping Gnarlid, sadly for us. Sickeningly good for our opponent. Horrible, horrible draw. Worst draw I think I could have possibly seen was an Undergrowth Champion, to be honest. The actual worst. Well, at least he didn't make landfall. That would have been a lot worse. Like him to miss here. Well, no such luck. All right. Carrier Thrall. All right. So we go Eyeless Watcher plus Carrier Thrall, I think. That way it might actually stave off his attack if he draws a land. I guess not if he draws a land, but if he doesn't draw a land. Drew the land, so irrelevant, sadly. You can't really get him with the Castigator. Yeah, McKinney Patrol, sure. Ooh, Really? Well, that's good news for us then. Yeah, didn't want to see that. In fact, that was the last thing I wanted to see. It was devastating, horrible. So that's unfortunate. Just continue to not do anything, which sucks, but it's the way the cookie crumbles. Definitely didn't want to see that. This has not been a good game for us. Not much else, no other real way to put it. This has not been a good game for us. Kill, chump. If I could have gotten a green mana, at least I could have played Blister Pod. Now we're just dead. All right. That was horrible. Let's do better in game 2 here. So playing against Hyper Aggro. What do I want against Hyper Aggro? Probably more early plays. Tutus don't really do much against Snapping Gnarlids. But neither does Voracious. Well, Voracious No could be better. Swarm Surge, maybe not necessary. I mean, Tutus do something against Snapping Gnarlids if he doesn't hit land drop or landfall, but I don't know how likely that is. I think we just run it the same and draw better. Otherwise, can't really win if you draw poorly. That's the old rule of thumb. Could bring in Unnatural Aggression, I guess. Don't have great bodies for it. No, I think we'll just try this again and draw better. All right, play first. Yeah, we'll keep this. We have all 3 colors. We have a 2-drop. It's not an insane hand, though. Warcaller doesn't look great in this hand, obviously, but we could draw into some cards that definitely make the Warcaller look better. Our opponent's deck is absolutely beatable by our deck. It's just, it really is going to require some at least sufficient mediocre draws. Alright, so he was looking for a white source, got it. Alright, that's unfortunately a bad draw. So any land draws at this point are going to be pretty backbreaking. We're actually going to have to draw spells here to get in this game. Yeah, it's just really unfortunate, but there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, so any land draw at this point is absolutely going to be the beginning of the end. Just a metric ton of good draws that we have in our deck, though. An absolute metric ton of good draws, potentially. There's one of our metric ton of good draws. So Warcaller next turn. Some potential good value there. All right, so he's attacking. What does that tell me? What does that tell me? I have no idea what that tells me. Gideon's Reproach. I guess I take it because I honest to God cannot predict what it is. Tandem Tactics is the only thing I saw, but him attacking it, I honestly, I don't know what else it like. I guess I just don't take the bait because I can't imagine why he would attack into a Woodland Wanderer if he didn't have like Gideon's Reproach or something. So just the fact that I can crack back for $1 million with to Drew Warcaller makes me not blocking there, I think, a good play, especially since I absolutely don't have anything else going on. It feels like Gideon's Reproach. I just don't know what else it could be. Ooh, all right, that's insane. All right, that was a sick draw. That was an absurd draw. So now we get to smash in for a bajillion. I really want to punish him for attacking there. So we have to assume he has Gideon's Reproach. That's the only one that makes sense with that attack, I think. Because Lythomancer's Focus wouldn't do it. It feels like Reproach. What's sick about that is my Beastmaster play next turn is going to basically make the Reproach much less good. Well, I guess Reproach still gets the Warcaller. Not Focus. Could it be the... Yeah, it's not a Swell of Growth, I don't think. Because if it was a Swell of Growth, he wouldn't have attacked with the Patrol, right? That would have been a hyper dangerous attack. The Tandem Tactics, like I said, doesn't do anything. Yeah, it really does feel like Reproach. Can I afford to take 6 here, though? I think I'm going to have to. I got to play around Reproach here. See, the way to play around Reproach is it's not going to be good on our Woodland Wanderer if he does it defensively. All right, Invoker doesn't matter that much. All right, so let's go Beastmaster, Overrun Effect. It is Reproach. I'm almost 100% sure it's Reproach. So we swing with everything now. He can't really chump block Woodland Wanderer. This is why doing it this way, Woodland Wanderer trample damage just does so much more. If our opponent has a land, he could potentially pump the Invoker. So I have to be conscious of that, but he's going to chump with the Scion, I think. Let's say I swing with all 3. He has to block I think we have to. Right? How does he block, though? I can think about this. I've got time. I'm not in a rush anymore. So I swing with all three. He's got to do something about this Woodland Wanderer. And then he would have to block. He has to block at least... How much? He has to block 5 damage, 6 damage of Woodland Wanderer. Yeah, I think we have to swing with all three. So 100% he's got Reproach. Maybe he plays Reproach on Warcaller, but then he still has to prevent. He has to block this plus prevent 7 damage or 2 damage from this. So chump this plus prevent 2 damage from this, which means he has to block with 2 things at least. Like he has to block Patrol on Woodland Wanderer, then chump the Invoker, and then he'd be left with 3 guys, I guess. And that's assuming he reproaches the Warcaller, which I don't think he'll do. He might, though. I feel like he wants to reproach the Wanderer, though. He kind of has to, I think. Could have Tandem Tactics now, I guess, and the Reproach. His last 2 cards could be insane like that. But it's almost, like I said, it's almost 100% Reproach, which makes making him use it defensively much better for us because we have the Trampler. So, like, his Reproach is going to cost him a lot. If he has Tactics, that's a problem, an unfortunate one, but one I'm just going to have to tolerate. All right, so he's going to use Reproach to get rid of the Wanderer. Wait, this is still... Yeah, so Reproach the Warcaller and take 4 Trample? Is that how he's going to do it? No, he's doing that, so he's dead, is what he's saying. All right, looks like opponent's dead. He didn't do that correctly. All right, he didn't block correctly. Cost him. So I'm glad we played around the Reproach in the correct manner and beat it. So, like I said, it's so much better to make him use it defensively when you have a Trampler. So much better. I could do Reclaiming Vines for From Beyond. I don't know if we're going to have enough time to do that. From Beyond is annoying. Absolutely. I could do Infuse. That's a possibly better way around it, to be honest. Because he just chump blocks and then we get through. But you can use it defensively too. Maybe we want Infuse here. I kind of like that since he could have chump blockers for days. It just seems like there's more versatile use for it than there will be with Reclaiming Vines. Especially since he can just sack it in response and find an Eldrazi. What do I want to cut for Infuse? It's a good question. I guess maybe a Swarm Surge. Because we still have Warcaller, double Beastmaster. I like the Swarm Surge, though. But Swarm Surge is going to be less good if he has a bunch of chumpers, I guess. His Bone Splinter still seems pretty good. I don't really want to cut the Null. But can I afford to cut a creature? I think Infuse actually feels good in this match. Maybe Kiora can go. Do I really feel like I can get Kiora online? Not really. Against Hyper Aggro, it's probably not good enough. But the same kind of goes with Swarm Surge, but I think we're more likely to win with Swarm Surge than we are with Kiora. We're not going to get Kiora Emblem All right, let's cut the Kiora. Let's do Infuse. Do I want to... I don't want to cut a blue mana still because we have the Stalwart and the Woodland Wanderer. All right, let's try this out. Is Pathway Arrows good, actually? I don't think so, right? No, he's got the Gnarlids. Okay. Yeah, we got to keep this. We have all 3 colors. Problem is we have 2 of our 4 6-drops, and we're playing against aggro. But I think it's gotta be a keep. You can't mull this hand with all 3 of the mana. It's just you can't. Like we could just rip a Blister Pod, and this hand would be money, because then we have Bone Splinters for his good stuff. Eyeless Watcher would be a fantastic draw. It would let us at least go like Watcher into Bone Splinters, Brood Monitor, maybe something like that. If we can board clutter up enough, we could be in good shape. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see Gnarlid, but like I said, it's still a keep. You cannot justifiably mull the all 3 color hand, I don't think. That's just... It's not a... You'd have to have a pretty strong argument for that. I don't see it. Catacomb Sifter would be probably the best top deck we could get. Stalwart would be insane. If I just do an account right now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have at least 12 cards that we could draw that would make this hand absolutely fantastic. At least 12. So I could Bone Splinters. I don't think I'm going to, though. Might end up chumping in Vampiric Writing. Just prevent damage, gain life, draw a card. Depending on what we draw. Angelic Gift. Alright, it's pretty good for him, actually. But I guess we can Bone Splinters now. He didn't hit the land, or else he just forgot to play it. Yeah, he forgot to play his land. Okay. So he made a mistake there. Hopefully a costly one. Alright. Not ideal, to be honest. I think I'd rather... Yeah. I think I'd rather trade and draw, gain life, or chump and draw and gain life. Find one of our token cards. Just Bone Splintering right now doesn't seem all that good. Not when we have Brood Monitor in hand. Alright, this is a easy trade if he offers it. Alright. We're gonna trade and not... Oh, that's interesting. I feel like he's got a... Combat Trick, maybe? So do I want to... No, I think we want to make the trade still. Or offer the trade. All right. Sifter was just a sick draw there. Just a ridiculous draw. It's like exactly what we're looking for. So now I can follow up with Brood Monitor. I don't know how big of a rush I am to Bone Splinters, but we have the means to win in hand now. Like, we get to go Brood Monitor, Beastmaster, Warcaller, or vice versa. Warcaller, Beastmaster. So we basically, now if we can survive just a couple turns here, I really think we can get there. So next turn, I think it's just Brood Monitor. So I think it's Tandem Tactics, which makes me just want to block here. As long as I keep my Scion, we're okay. Because then we can go Brood Monitor. But if I block there, he can Tactics and it's worse for us. I could have blocked the Sifter on the Beastcaller Savant. But then I think Tactics would have made him gain life with that. That's actually interesting. It was Reproach. Okay. So if I draw a mana, we can Brood Monitor plus Bone Splinters for damage prevention. All right. I think we just Brood Monitor here. Could Stalwart, but I think we just want to establish some board presence. Sets us up for a better Warcaller into Beastmaster play. All right, so we're going to have to deal with Snapping Gnarlid pretty much immediately. If he has Tandem Tactics, he can bring this up to a 4-5. Yeah, it's almost 100% Tandem Tactics. So I think the play is just chump here, take 3. Could have double blocked it, I guess. Yeah, really didn't want to see that. Absolutely, 100% did not want to see that. But that's too bad. That's not what I wanted to see either. So what's the play now? What is the play? I can go... Stalwart only is a 2-3, which isn't good enough. I kind of need to Bone Splinters. I absolutely do. I need to make plays, though. I'm basically in a bad spot. I need to Bone Splinters this. So Stalwart is a 2-3 plus Bone Splinters. What does that do for me? Really doesn't do much. I probably just do Undergrowth Champ plus Bone Splinters. That way I can at least block a Scion token, chump. Yeah, I guess that's the play. So we'll go Undergrowth Champ, Bone Splinters, kill that, sack a Scion, pass. Not in a very good place, to be perfectly frank. So it looks like we're just going to lose to Tandem Tactics. Got a chump there. No choice. We're just getting blown out by Tandem Tactics. He had lethal too. Didn't I block his 3 biggest guys? Did I miss something? Did I not block Beast? Block Brood Monitor. What did I miss? Tandem Tac. Oh, we put the counter on that. That's right. Because this lets you put a counter on anything. All right, yeah. Yeah, he applied pressure every game, so he had a good aggro deck. Nothing we can do about that. Opponent destroyed us. So, all right. Hopefully do better in round 3.